Hey everyone, welcome back to another update on READYCode. Since I posted the READYCode overview video, two things have happened. First, a lot of you have found the READYCode project and the feedback in the comments have been awesome. A huge thank you to all of you for the kind words of support and amazing suggestions. I do love the Commodore community. Secondly, READYCode version 2 is now available. Version 2 is not just another minor update. This is the release where READYCode gains some great new capabilities and stops being just a basic editor. So let's walk through what's new. The headline feature in 2.0 is full 6502 assembly language support. When you open or create a .asm or .s file, READYCode automatically switches to assembly mode. The syntax highlighting is completely different from basic mode. Mnemonics such as LDA, STA, JMP, JSR, and so on are highlighted in one color. Labels, which work like named line numbers in assembly, are in another color. Comments also get their own color, while directives such as .org, .byte, and .text have theirs. The result is code that's readable at a glance. As you type, the editor performs inline diagnostics. If you write an opcode with an addressing mode it doesn't support or reference a label that doesn't exist, you will see a red squiggle. Hover over the squiggle and the tooltip explains the issue, all before you've even tried to assemble the code. So I just typed over this, and now it says undefined label CHR out D. Get rid of the D and it goes away. If you ever wrote 6502 assembly code back in the day, this editor will feel completely different, but in a good way. On the right panel, there's a new assembly mnemonics tab. All 56 official 6502 opcodes with their addressing modes are listed. Years ago, I would have a 6502 assembly code book open while writing code. Now it's built directly into the editor. In the symbols panel in the left, over here, show all your labels and constants with their resolved addresses after assembly. In a program with a lot of subroutines, this becomes your map. At the moment, constants and labels are commingled. I plan to separate these into two distinct groups in a future update. So for example, calc pointer, you can see this is a label. If I expand it, we can see it's used twice. So for example, if I double click here, we'll go to line 63 and see it's jumping to subroutine calc pointer. And if I want to see the definition, I can either double click here to get to the definition, or if I go back to where it's being used, highlight it, and then hit F12, that will also take me to the definition. What we're looking at is a relatively simple 6502 assembly file that bounces a ball around the screen of a Commodore 64. We won't get into the code right now, I'll save that for a follow-up video, but I wanted to show how simple it is to assemble the code and deploy it on the Commodore 64 Ultimate. So let me bring up my C64U, which is currently streaming to my laptop. So to assemble the file and transfer it to your C64 Ultimate, you can click on the C64 load menu, which will load it on the C64, or you can right click and do the same. For example, I can just right click in the file, or you can use the shortcut key. I will just right click and do it from here. Doing this compiles your code with the two-pass assembler. The output is then transferred to your C64U. READYCode will generate a basic loader stub automatically. This is the classic single-line basic program that executes your machine code program when you type run. If you've ever distributed a C64 machine language program, you know this convention. READYCode handles it for you without any extra steps. I'll have a dedicated video going deeper into the assembler features in the future, but I wanted to at least provide a quick overview of its capabilities. So if I type list, we'll see the stub loader program that I was referring to, and if I type run, we'll see the machine language program in action, bouncing a ball around the screen. Okay, so let me go over here. I'm going to pick a program. I'll go with the sprite editor. I can now open as hex. So as you can see, version 2 now provides a hex editor. Any file supported by READYCode, such as a PRG file, a D64 or D81 image, or assembly file, can be opened as raw bytes. You get the standard 3-column layout, offset on the left, hex values in the middle, and ASCII on the right, the typical layout you're used to seeing with hex editors. You can double click into any byte and edit it directly. You can also select text for cut, copy, paste, and delete operations, and it also supports undo and redo. So if I go up to this I right here, let's say I want to change it. Let's just make it 50, so now you can see it's a P, or I can hit Control Z and go back to the I to do an undo. The practical use is inspecting PRG files directly. you can see the 2-byte load address header 0801 followed by the address of the next line of code, read the tokenized basic code, and if applicable, find where machine code begins, all to better understand what the C64 is actually working with. I'll do a full dedicated video on this as well because there's a lot to explore. Something I've wanted since version 1 is a project-wide search. So if I go to Edit, Find in Files. Find in Files lets you search across every file in your project at once. You get match case, whole word, and regular expression options. Results come back grouped by file in the tree view, and double-clicking any result jumps to that line in the file. Replacing files is included as well, so if you've ever needed to rename a variable or constant that appeared across a dozen files, you know exactly why this matters. So, for example, one word that's likely in several files is poke. So I can type in poke and I can see that, okay, it's in my balloon demo, bouncing ball, the dancing mouse program, colored poke. And I can double click on any one of these to open the file and take me directly to that line where that poke is found. Two smaller additions worth mentioning. D64 and D81 disk images port is now in both the Folder Explorer as well as the C64U File Explorer. The D81 is in the format for the 1581 drive, which is 800K, versus the 1541's drive, which is 170K. And if you work with larger disk collections or want more room on a single image, you can now browse and author them in READYCode. So let me switch back over here. For example, this file here is in a D64 image. I can open that in the editor in hex. I can also right click on the image file itself. I can add new files, like for example new .prg files to this image. I can rename, delete, and so on and so forth. And that works the same if I go over here and connect to my C64U and start looking at that as well. I've got a D64 file here. And for example, there's a program in there. So there's a lot more capabilities now for working with these image files. This will continue to grow in functionality, but the basic functionality it has right now is pretty good. READYCode also now recognizes the original Commodore 64 keyboard shortcuts for basic keywords. This was a suggestion that came in through one of the comments, so thank you for the suggestion. On a real Commodore 64, you could type an abbreviated version of a keyword, such as a question mark for print, or the letter D followed by Shift plus A for the data keyword, for example. About 50 keywords have these shortcuts. READYCode now supports them all. Syntax highlighting, hover tooltips, go-to and go-sub navigation, and the tokenizer recognizes them as the same as the full keyword spelling. It's worth noting that the keyboard shortcuts do not save any memory since all basic keywords are tokenized as a single byte. The shortcuts are simply there to make it easier and quicker to type them in. So if I come over here, start a new basic program, normally you might type print hello world, but I can also just use the question mark, which is the substitution for print. Let me bring my Commodore back up. It's still running the assembly program, but if I come over here and let's run this on the C64, we'll see hello world, and if I list, you'll see, yep, it is now print because it was tokenized to the print basic token. So for those of you new to READYCode, you can find the full documentation on GitHub linked from the README file, or you can simply click on the Help menu and then on View Online Docs. This will open the documentation in your default browser. So for example, this. So you can see we've got the basic README here, essentially the index into everything else, so you can get information on all the features of READYCode. You can also find the latest version directly on GitHub, as well as the Microsoft Store for free, and I'll place the links in the description. But just real quick on GitHub here, if I go into the releases section on GitHub, you'll see all the releases so far, 1.0, 1.1, 1.2, and now version 2.0. And so you can grab the code from here, or you can grab the MSI. If you don't want the MSI and you want to download it from the Microsoft Store, it's also available on the Microsoft Store. I am planning on dedicated videos for the assembly features and the hex editor. There are far more to show here than I can fit into an overview. If there's a specific feature you want me to cover in depth, drop it in the comments. As always, thanks for watching, and thanks for the kind words on the first video. We'll see you in the next one.